Hey, welcome to Fighting Words, the show all about Street Fighter every week here on Capcom Fighters. Thursday nights, myself and F Word are going to be going through a lot of subjects regarding to Street Fighter. Obviously, the Capcom Pro Tour is in full swing, so we'll be looking at those events.
Tons of qualifiers now. We have one hell of an event this weekend, didn't we, Logan?
Yeah, and there's loads of other cool stuff going on all around the world as well.
Street Fighter entertainment, left, right, and centre. We are
That's
international,
right.
baby.
I see you've got your refreshment there as well today.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, nice little drink.
I've always got my Red Bull sugar-free here, mate. Standard. Got to get the energy. It's a bit late over here for those of you who don't know. Hour and a half drive here, record, hour and a half back. Need some energy for that. Yeah.
It appears, as usual, mine is bigger than yours.
Oh my god! Somebody stop this guy.
That's right.
Please. The more this show goes on, the more comfortable he gets. As long as we check him and doesn't let him get too out of control, it should be blessed.
It's been a great week of Street Fighter action. We had our fourth CPT event, this time traveling down to South America, where players from Brazil, Argentina, Chile, and of course Peru fought it out in top 16.
And of course, me being the great contributor to the FGC that I am, took all the time to gather that content for you guys, interview the players, stayed up till 4 a.m. editing the content, because that's just the general nice guy that I am.
That was a great impression of me.
What's that?
That was really on point. A tremendous impression of me.
No, I mean, yeah, you did a little bit as well. Would you just turn up and look pretty? Mate, I'm the one bringing you guys all that lovely content, because that's what the F-Meister does. Even though I've got a full-time job and a family at home, I find the time to get you guys that content. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you appreciated the Argentinian interview, the Peru interview as well.
Who was it that you did the interview with?
What's
from
that,
Argentina?
Hello? Mum? No way, is he ill? All right, got to go. Listen, guys, a quick break. I'll be back in a second. Actually, I'll stay, but that's very important.
It happens, man.
Forgotten a question. Moving on.
We have actually got a great interview this week with the man himself, the champion of South America 1, of course, because there will be 2 events. The 4th name on that list of Capcom Cup invitees is Picoro. We spoke to him, and for the first time, this will be a subtitled interview because we're trying to, bring you that full spectrum.
I'm trying to up the levels, so I thought I'd get... it's all Logansama, like you already know, mate. No,
I have to send a big shout as well to Walter Padilla for helping out and with the translation of the interview, because obviously my Spanish is...
No hablo español, señor.
No bueno, mate. My Spanish is no bueno. I'll tell you that.
I love when English people say speak another language in an English accent.
But yeah, we want to try and give you as much as possible. Thank you so much again. If you missed it, round 1 and round 2 from this past weekend, we had tremendous interviews with Frenicius from Sao Paulo, one of the big tournament organisers there, and Self-Call from the Argentinian community. He's Venezuelan himself.
Self got a decent run in the tournament.
Yeah, he got top 16, very close. I think finished 9th. Him and Shady, the other Urian, the 2 Urians. Yep. We almost were blessed with more Urians.
No, please, no more.
But we had 2 boxers this time.
Have 2 boxers
representing,
and they blew us. They blew my prediction out the river as well in those early stages, top 8 matches.
Yeah,
really impressive.
Wellington managed to make it into grand finals and winners. We'll go through that, but congratulations to Picoro. He's finally qualified under his own terms.
He's got a bit of history here, hasn't he, Logan?
Yeah, so he's got to the grand finals at Latin American regional finals 2 years in a row. Last year, of course, losing out to Zenith, who made it. And the year before, he lost to Crossover in 2018. But obviously, if you watched the Capcom Cup, you would have seen that Picoro was there because Crossover wasn't able to get the visa to travel to the Capcom Cup, unfortunately. This year, though, there are no questions. Picoro has made it. He is there. He's booked his place.
Arguably in a more uphill manner as well, Logan. I mean, the guy that annihilated him in the winners' final, on loser's side, running it back with that guy again. Massive distance in the connection between the two as well.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about that. The event in general, we have to be honest here and reflect, what the struggle of the players. The region, we're talking about, the distances, like the just geographical distances here. You're talking about matches between players that are further away than East Coast to West Coast in North America. You've got, to give you an example, like Lima to Rio de Janeiro is around about 2,400 miles, which is bloody far.
Bloody hell, mate.
Lima to Buenos Aires is just over 1,700 miles. It's far, man, and they haven't got the same internet infrastructure.
That's another issue, right? Because we saw an even bigger distance with Norway and Dubai the other day.
I mean, that's a different discussion entirely.
That's a different discussion entirely. And not to say that went smoothly. There was issues there as well, but we did have a kind of predictable outcome with Phenom winning in the end. But also what you mentioned just now with regards to some of these countries and the levels of development with their internet infrastructures and so forth and so on, that's a challenge too.
I mean, I have to be honest. We aren't employed by Capcom. We're not Capcom representatives. We're just here to talk about Street Fighter. We love Street Fighter as much as you guys at home. I can't believe that Eastern Europe and the Middle East were put together.
Yeah.
Wow. They are not the same region. They shouldn't be in the same region. But here in South America, to say that, we're going to split up Argentina and Brazil, you can't really, even though they're so far apart, they have to deal with.
Just look at the Copa America, for example, man.
Yeah.
These are regions
that is the region that you're dealing with.
That's the rivalry in many sports as well.
No, of course. And a lot of the Brazilian players, as we mentioned before the tournament started, decided to opt out of the tournament.
Yeah.
So when we mentioned Zenith, he wasn't involved. We spoke to him a week ago, talked to him, and he didn't sign up for the tournament.
Yep.
We were missing Brolinho, who's a legendary name, and Kiyoma, another legendary name in Street Fighter history. Choo-Choo, HK Dash, Dimitri, talented players from the region that we were excited to look forward to, that we didn't get to see enter because they didn't take part. But Picoro was a high seed. He showed his quality, and again, despite the issues with distance and connection, he pulled through. He showed his quality in the end, and it was a dominating performance in the grand finals, which we are going to take a look at right now. Let's look at the highlights from the grand finals. It was a great comeback from him after losing really badly. 3-0 in winners finals. I mean, you have to think, what's going through his mind as he approaches that grand finals, given that he'd got to grand finals 2 years in a row,
right?
and not got there. Again, this is winner takes all.
It's got to be playing on your mind. Nothing for second place at all.
Exactly.
And the guy that just obliterated you is, and just think about where Wellington was mentally.
Yeah, he's playing.
He's just beat this guy really convincingly. Now he's in winner's side as well, and the same guy's come back. He must have been thinking, all right, I got this, but.
I've got 2 chances to beat this guy as well. I only have to win 1 set. Let's have a look at the highlights here. It was a great comeback. You can see the full archive, of course, on Capcom Fighters of the entire top 8. You can watch back that winners finals. We're going to be looking at some of the highlights from the tournament a little bit later on as well. But this is the grand finals. We'll be back on the other side to talk about Picoro and his incredible run and him finally making it to Capcom Cup.
Gonna be able to create some room. Both players sitting on V-Trigger. Wow! Just came out the box with that. The EX rush punch.
Dash damage into reset. That goes for the low option. To the other side into that EX Piccolo on the board now. Tying it up 1-1 with that V-Trigger 1. Meaty after the back throw. I think Balrog would have a way to check it, so you can't just keep doing that every single time. Here we go, the dash up. Nice shimmy, but maybe too far away that Piccolo wasn't, didn't believe he could hit him.
Yeah, either way, still back against the ropes. Oh, he tried to bust out, but the trade goes in Piccolo's favor. He had just a bit more health to survive, and now it's going to be 2-1 here in this first set.
Not sure. I have to check the tapes. Oh, it was too far away for the screw upper to connect. That's unfortunate.
EX Cycle Blast now. It's going to make him take these plus frames. Going to make him take the plus frames again. Wow, does try to press buttons back as soon as he blocks 1 jab, though. Very smart.
Trying to chase him down with that low rush. Oh, too far away for the slide to connect, but doesn't matter. He's going to get the activation in this situation anyway, and then gets the throw, and there it is.
But today, we find out our first South American representative, and wow, what a way to start the reset. 99-second slide. Now we got another crush counter with the roundhouse. Kinshasa in the building.
For Wellington, the nice throw tech, but still going to get clipped here. Spend the extra bar for the damage on the EX dash punch. Goes for the low into a little mini shimmy, but there's that check again that we were talking about.
Yeah. Tell you what. We talk about the gray life that builds up from Bison, but he is the one having a lot of gray life right now via the V reversals. But man, he can cash those in, slowly whittling back. Now a back throw is going to be Dasher Cycle Axe. He actually whiffs, trying to bait something out perhaps.
all of that gray health is back. Losers semis, losers finals, and then you get to play again. You have all that time to stew on it, to think about it, to get nervous.
Oh. And Picaro, we talked about it before, he finds himself in this position quite often. Yeah, you can see him setting up the V-skill again with the Psycho Blast beforehand. Oh, just a raw fierce.
Not enough to kill just yet, but he just needs one more hit. One more hit. Yeah, gonna keep himself safe. V reversal to knock him down, to get the mix-up set up for the double dash into crouching light kick. That pressure again, dashing through those pokes. We've seen Picaro do that so much. Crush counter out of the air. Another cross up and just jumping all over him now.
He really is. Oh, finally catches him low right there, right? He's been blocking that overhead time and time again, so he's starting to go the low option.
Here we go, plus frames all day. Dash punch, heavy kick, and keeps that pressure. Heavy kick, both of them plus. Oh, he's gonna be able to punish that, but he went for too many lights, so he couldn't keep the combo going.
And then gets ahead of his Cycle Blast right there, still makes him block it, spins the V reversal on it, we're gonna pop that V trigger now, gets to the other side, too late on the interrupt.
Oh, walk backwards, so not the other side again, walk backwards, not the other side. Good spacing, oh, there we go, goes for the low, and now the throw, but a tech to stay alive.
Oh, the dash to the V reversal. Oh, and then he catches them reaching. Picaro takes it in grand finals and will be your first South American representative at Capcom Cup.
A great performance from Picaro. Some interesting tactics as well. When we go back and watch the winners final, compare it to the grand finals, I feel like Wellington. It's like Wellington displayed big tournament nerves, right? He in the winners final, he was just interrupting a lot of the streams.
Yeah.
A lot of those streams.
He was very disrespectful of the pressure in the winners.
That 3-frame light kick that Boxer has, Balrog has. He's great at interrupting fake streams. And
it's a big takeaway from Bison, just to add to what you're saying, because if Bison starts with a stand jab or he starts with a psycho axe, the light kick is the only real threat, and the light kick doesn't link into anything safe unless it's counter hit, right? So, not saying that's a strategy you should employ constantly, because Bison's going to continuously get pressure, but it worked. It's something that I understand why it worked against Picaro the first time, and it definitely frustrated him. He seemed to just manage to stop him from doing it entirely in this set. Then you started seeing him doing light kick into light punch into psycho axe, light punch into crouch medium again, which can be interrupted, and it's
a big psychological thing. And you watch Bison's like Problem X and Hot Dog. As soon as they see that you've been put off interrupting, they're gonna take liberties. Double psycho X, double heavy kick, crazy stuff. It was really interesting actually to see the V-Skill V-Trigger choice from Picaro.
Oh, spot, yeah, absolutely.
Because
I love it, by the way. I love it.
That is conventionally in that matchup, having access to a command grab against Boxer is fantastic. Because what's he going to do?
He hates it. Boxers hate command grabs. It's a nightmare for them.
But boy, you're playing online, that V-Skill 2.
Yeah. And how many did he get? We should have counted. How many did he get away with?
Because Boxer's Crouch Fierce is sick for interrupting that, by the way.
And he gets a massive reward off it as well. Yeah,
crazy damage.
He's got a turn punch held, and you don't want to be doing that. But Picaro, look.
And then he was using the V-Trigger 1.
This is it. I was about to say, I don't want to bet money, but I feel like if it was an offline match, and I could be wrong because I haven't watched too much Picaro versus Boxer recently, but I feel like if it was an offline match, he'd pick V-Trigger 2 and V-Skill 1. I actually think he would do the complete opposite. I really do. I think this was genius from Picaro. The fact that he lost the first set with this exact strategy, and he went back into that finals and decided, I'm going to stay with that exact same tactic because I know that was a complete fluke or I just didn't play it right. You're not ready for my dashes. You're not ready for my full screen V-Skill 2s. I'm going to stick to that. And he stuck to the strategy and it absolutely worked. Wellington just got more and more flustered as the set went on. I love it. I think he picked it because he was online. That's my genuine belief. Could be wrong.
It's interesting to go back and look at the difference between how Nabraka played and Wellington, because Picaro had to play Nabraka in the first game.
That was very
in the first set. It's 3-2, and Nabraka was a lot more like rushdown orientated. And if you watch how Picaro played against Wellington, he was just
he wouldn't let him
Picaro
breathe.
was smothering
Would
him.
not let him breathe.
Jump-ins at really awkward
The
angles.
annoying
where,
angle where the
yeah,
stand medium
because
wrist.
it's really hard to beat boxers' anti-air stand
Exactly,
medium.
yeah, it is.
But he was finding that angle regularly. He
But
was just
Boxer has
smothering
answers,
him.
right? Boxer can jump in the air and jab, he can walk underneath to jump in.
Yeah.
But he just, psychologically, he kind of like locked him down, you know?
I think it's hard for boxers to get out. Any boxer in a matchup where they can't just use that they're so used to be able
It's
to do.
such an easy answer.
You know, telling them, oh yeah, you got to do jump back jab, or you know, you have to use crouch fierce, or you know, any of the other tools that he can potentially use.
Just say it, Logan. I know what you want to say. It's a brain dead answer. It's completely brain
It's a
dead.
very reliable.
All you boxers know. It's smug, Brian. Just keep it real. I mean, seriously, it's one button, no direction command or anything. It covers almost every angle. It's a completely brain dead
It
answer.
allows you to focus on the ground
Big time,
entirely as
big
well,
time.
and that's really, really strong. And you know, when you're circumventing that, it really throws the matchup in the air.
It puts the boxer in a very unusual position that maybe they're not used to being in, especially against a Bison. You know, Bison doesn't necessarily access those angles. He's got a very floaty jump as well. I think Picaro identified the kind of like flustered state of Wellington, having put him there himself, and then started abusing it.
You know what?
big
I've just remembered something else as well, going back to the V triggers that we were discussing beforehand and we haven't discussed here on camera. Another reason why I'm pretty sure that he normally uses V trigger 2 in that matchup. He had no EX bar when he activated.
It's so true.
Because
That's
V
so
trigger
true.
1, if you've got 2 bars with V trigger 1, the damage is crazy. It's a hard knockdown, take the mix up, dash through, side switch.
Even with the new hit scaling, you're still gonna probably spend the bar like just to get the
He
knockdown.
had no bar. He was using all of his bar for EX Devil's Reverse. He was still using full screen EX Blast, which is still a good move. I don't think there's a bad way to spend bar with Bison. All of his EX moves are pretty great. But he'd activate and there was a number of times
he landed
where
on hit as well. Though,
yeah, on
so
hit.
many times he landed on
He
hit.
just didn't have bar to convert it into
nothing.
big damage. Now,
But
to
the
be
difference-
fair, he
Sorry,
was making the right reads
I was
in
about to
following
say.
up.
I was about to say.
You know, whereas normally you'd see, you know, something finishing into EX scissors for a hard knockdown and then he'd take Oki. He was finishing in just normal scissors and being plus and then making the correct read on the throw or the crouch short. And he was mixing Wellington up that way. But I definitely, just the way that he's approaching and his meter use kind of indicates that the way that he plays that match is generally built around a V-Trigger 2 use rather than V-Trigger 1.
I think I agree. And also, even if he didn't play that way, I think like just the vulnerability of Boxer to that kind of approach would tell me that V-Trigger 2 kind of makes more sense. But V-Trigger 1 is such a scary V-Trigger. Also, what you said just now about what he did on those activations, this pattern was synonymous also in the first set. He was activating on hit. A ton of times he had a chance to make the comeback when he got the activation on hit with the V-Trigger activation. But he had no meter for the damage and the hard knockdown. But not only did he have no meter, Bison's still in an advantageous position when he activates in that scenario. He's still in a great situation. But almost every time he activated, he got hit by the free frame by
well, a lot of the time
Wellington just wasn't respecting
a lot of the times Wellington was just blocking. He'd block the stand jab and then just mash.
Exactly, yeah. So in the second set, in the grand finals, Picaro just kept it very safe. Just meaty throw, meaty button into light kick. Didn't mix it up at all once he got those activations. And actually, Wellington didn't adapt to that. He just kept getting hit.
It was a 3-1 reset and then a 3-0 in the Shin grand finals. And Picaro, you know, in the end, after probably being very stressed and working his way through, because he only, you know, it was a very tight match against Jaleshi in losers.
Oh my god, that was so close.
Qualify. You know, you don't want to play a very competent Rashid.
A guy that he battered by, I think it was 3-0 or at least 3-1 in the first set between them. And then Jaleshi looked so strong. His losers run was ridiculous.
But he made it through, and he is qualified now. He will be going to Capcom Cup when that happens. On Fight Island, or wherever it's going to be.
I'll take it, mate. There you go. Dana White, hit us up, mate.
Yes, mate.
Make
Come
it
on.
happen.
Let's go down to UAE. Was it Abu Dhabi?
It's Abu Dhabi,
Yas
mate.
Island.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yas Island, mate. Beautiful spot.
Yas Island. Let's go. But let's hear from the man himself because he had a lot
That's
to
what
say.
I'm talking about.
He had a lot to say. This is all subtitled, by the way. So if there's any Spanish speakers watching the show tonight, this is all you. But for know, people that just speak the Queen's English like me or whatever American English that you mumble out.
Habla español, señor.
Yeah, mate. Can I get some chips and some egg and chips, mate? Burgers and all that. Lovely.
See?
We'll get into this. an interview
Fluent.
with the champ, Picoro, from Peru. Please enjoy.
Me siento muy feliz de estar clasificado porque es mi segunda vez. De hecho, la primera vez en Capcom Cup 2018 no me fue tan bien porque era la primera vez que viajaba a Estados Unidos. Si bien no clasifiqué directo, pero se me dio la oportunidad como segundo clasificado de la final regional ir a la Copa, ¿no? Por el motivo de que al amigo crossover no le dieron la visa y tuve la oportunidad de ir. Si bien fue algo hermoso, creo que fue el mejor momento de mi vida, ¿no? Porque en verdad siempre yo jugaba Street Fighter 4 y siempre veía a los top players en ese entonces y dije, wow, quisiera enfrentarme a ellos, ¿no? Y bueno, se dio esto, no tenía mucha experiencia y creo que di un buen papel, pero no me sentía a gusto porque creo que pude haber dado más si es que hubiera tenido la experiencia del caso en ese entonces, ¿no? Así que ahorita ya me siento con mucho más experiencia porque he estado viajando mucho desde 2018, que participé en la Capcom, hasta ahora, 2020. He estado viajando, tengo mucho más experiencia, tengo mucho más confianza en mí mismo, creo que he mejorado mucho, mis objetivos han cambiado. Yo el objetivo que tuve en 2019 fue ser uno de los mejores de Latinoamérica y lo conseguí. Y este 2020 mi objetivo es ser el mejor baiser del mundo, porque yo siempre me claro un objetivo en mi cabeza, ¿no? Y en verdad quiero demostrar en la Copa, ¿no? Que un sudamericano y un peruano que soy yo, quiero demostrar el nivel que tenemos y que nos respeten como comunidad que somos, y que si nos dieran la oportunidad creo que podemos hacerle frente a todo el mundo, y creo que lo he demostrado en varios torneos que he ido, y creo que demostré en la Copa Capcom de 2018 que hice daño, ¿no? Le hice daño a Xiang y le hice daño a Fujimura, ¿no? No me ganaron fácil, y nada, me siento mucho más preparado para este 2020 y me voy a preparar muchísimo, y ¿por qué no soñar con ganar, ¿no? Que ese es mi objetivo y ese es mi gran sueño, ¿no? De la mano de Dios creo que todo se puede, así que yo creo que voy a dar que hablar, ¿no?
Character, that's it. Oh, this time the neutral jump works. Look at that.
It does. Indeed. But I agree with you 100%, James. Like, that 3-frame light kick that he got is still been one of the most significant buffs that any character has received throughout Street Fighter V.
Look at this. Hikaro is just going in on the Baraka right now. So this is not going to kill, but he's right there and poised for a perfect. He gets a dash up into a mix-up. The nice throw tech, and here comes the opportunity for Boxer. You know, Nabraka using Boxer can try to get that momentum going, but Picaro, I mean, went for the crouching medium punch, kind of to make a stronger pressure string. Here we go, activate. Oh, you know what? No headbutt for you. Doesn't get off the floor. Oh, did you read that one? Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That was beautiful, and here we go. One more hit is all he needs. He's plus, blocks, yep, takes his turn, and then plants another bomb.
Nebraska fue un jugador random porque metía su carga, el puño fuerte que le dicen acá, lo metía a una distancia a veces que se regalaban, así le decimos acá. Y jugaba muy random, que sea dash, aprovechaba mucho el online y no tenía un juego sólido. O sea, era muy fácil de leer lo que iba a hacer porque aprovechaba mucho el online y bueno, y hacía muchas jugadas como que random, ¿no? En cambio, Wellington ya era un barro más sólido, sabía la distancia del Axe Punch, sabía la distancia de cómo jugar la Bison, sabía castigar los Double Reverse, te dasheaba en oportunidades exactas que yo estaba esperando los futsis y él te dasheaba cuando yo no me lo esperaba, ¿no? Así que creo que Nebraska le doy un poco más de crédito, ¿no? A eso, ¿no? Que tenía un juego más sólido y conocía más el matchup.
Back Balrogs, one of them can play completely different than the other one. You gotta get used to a completely different style.
Ooh. Yeah, that's always the gift and the curse of playing against a character, right? It's because you may fall too comfortable with that previous play style rather than what the opponent now is bringing to the table, even though you know the fundamentals of the matchup. Nice crouch.
There you go. Wellington gonna take round number 1. Looked like he was trying to dash under, not gonna quite make it. That scissor kick from Bison that can just come from nowhere. Oof, God. That's one of the new combos they gave him, and I love that combo. It's so cool. Yeah, I mean, you give Bison a command grab. I mean, first you give him a 3-frame, and then you give him a command grab. I mean, come on, what do you think? Ooh, nice! No Devil's Reverse for you, and that's so clutch because Devil's Reverse getting in there like that is just like blocking a jump attack. You know, got to deal with the plus frame. Oh, he wasn't expecting to hit him out of the air, so he hit him out of the air. He was going for the tick throw, and the throw just whiffed.
Mira, yo en ese momento me frustré mucho. De hecho, que todo el mundo sabe que hay problemas un poco de lag, ¿no? Pero no pude hacer mi juego. Y me puse muy furioso. Yo no soy esa clase de personas que me molesto, que me frustro, ¿no? Pero me frustré porque yo sabía en ese momento que yo jugaba más que él, porque en verdad sentía la confianza de que de poder llegar a la final como winner, ¿no? Pero me sorprendió, me molesté, me frustré, pero la comunidad de Perú me llamó, me dijo, oye, estás equivocándote de esto, ¿qué te pasa? Tú no juegas así. Me llamaron muchos amigos de toda Latinoamérica, te puedo decir nombres, me llamó Doom Snake, me llamó Yor, me llamó el mismo Menar, me llamaron varios compatriotas de Latinoamérica y me dijo, oye, tienes que ganar tú porque tú juegas más que Wellington, ¿no? Y dije, sí, tienes razón, ¿no? Así que, nada, vi los videos que ellos me pasaron y dije, me sí, no estoy haciendo mi juego, ¿no? Así que me relajé y dije, no, mi mentalidad está clara, mi mente y mi objetivo están claros acá. Yo no puedo quedar segundo puesto, no puedo quedar tercer puesto. Mi objetivo es la copa y esto yo lo he luchado de hace mucho tiempo. Este objetivo lo tengo hace mucho tiempo y no puedo perder de esta manera. Sin jugar como yo sé jugar. Así que nada, vi todo, dije ya, ok, me voy a entrar a su mente y eso fue lo que pasé, ¿no? O sea, lo leí y supe qué es lo que él iba a hacer antes de que él reaccionara a cualquiera de mis ataques y a cualquiera de todo lo que los setups, los mix-ups, los futsis. En verdad me sentí ya muy cómodo cuando le jugué la final, ¿no? Creo que se demostró eso en el stream, ¿no?
Scissor, so it's gonna be a knockdown. However, the crush counter roundhouse comes through again, taking that reset, right? Going with a screen position instead. Oh, and then the dash up target combo catches them flinching right there. He was just a little bit too late on the reactions.
Close to stun, patient. Oh, the no shimmy just by crouching there.
And I like this. He's already making him uncomfortable, right? Just like 99-second slide. You got to do something to throw your opponent off.
Pressure now, the throw. And now, the whip punish. And the back throw, the stun, and don't even give Piccolo that chance to try to start any sort of offense going like that.
And I was gonna say, this is V-Trigger 1 now, right? I'm not sure if he started this set with V-Trigger 2, but nonetheless, that Devil's Reverse, even with the teleport properties, gets stuff.
Yo tuve la confianza. No soy una persona que subestima a un rival. No soy de esa clase de personas. Yo nunca me confío entre nadie. Pero tengo la confianza en mí mismo que le puedo ganar a quien sea. Creo que por como soy, o sea, no le caigo a muchas personas porque piensan que soy una persona que soy confiado, pero no quiero no es eso, sino que soy una persona que confía en mí mismo, confío en mis habilidades y confío el tiempo que le dedico a esto y confío en que si tú te logras un objetivo puedes llegar al sueño que tú te propones, ¿no? Es por eso que dije que sí o sí tenía que ganarle porque toda la gente me apoyaba y yo sabía que yo en ese momento no había jugado como yo sé jugar, ¿no? Y cuando me enfrenté a él, yo dije voy a ganarle. Me sentí con la confianza de ganarle y de llegar a la copa, ¿no? Y gracias a Dios se dio esto, ¿no?
Oh, wow, raw knee skill.
Yeah.
In there. Nice, yeah. You always have to be careful that whenever Bison throws out that Psycho Ball like that, the EX Psycho Blast, he's always ready to catch people trying to jump over that with Hell Attack in the air.
Resets. Oh, he tried it again, but yeah, we were mashing that 3-frame that time. Wasn't gonna let it happen. Super smart.
Screw uppers from Wellington, though, to stop those neutral jumps right there. Forward dash through it! Oh!
Yeah, exactly. It'll be specials in the specials or dash throughs, right? That's what we're looking for here.
Okay. Oh, the stomp!
Okay.
Not a counter hit, so it's not gonna combo, but he has the life lead now. Too far, but no punish. Look at
So
all
much
that
great life
health.
because of the V reversals. Oh, and of course he puts him in that 50-50 scenario. What are you gonna do when I...
Esta es una pregunta que siempre me la han hecho acá en Perú. Es complicado. Soy una persona de 31 años, tengo una carrera de marketing, pero amo la cocina. La gastronomía peruana es hermosa, les invito a comer toda la comida peruana, es recontra. Es una de las mejores del mundo, en verdad. Y amo la cocina, al igual que el juego. Son mis dos pasiones. Yo hoy por hoy trabajo part-time porque por lo que estamos pasando del COVID. Las empresas más dañadas son de la cocina. Todas las empresas más dañadas por lo que estamos pasando son lo que yo laboro de chef. Yo hoy por hoy trabajo part-time y la mitad de mi tiempo le dedico al Street Fighter. Gracias a Dios, el Street Fighter hoy por hoy me está apoyando económicamente, ya que hay muchos torneos latinoamericanos que se están dando vía online, hay muchos money match, hay muchos retos y siempre estamos activos la comunidad de Perú y la comunidad latinoamericana, ¿no? Así que divido mi tiempo entre la cocina y el Street Fighter, ¿no? Mis dos grandes pasiones y lo que más amo en esta vida, ¿no? Las dos cosas que más me gusta hacer, ¿no? Y bueno, de esto quiero vivir, ¿no? Mi sueño es poner un restaurante gamer, ¿no? Y yo sé que lo voy a lograr. Sí, la comunidad peruana está muy activa. De hecho, yo agradezco la entrevista que hacen y mi objetivo es ser, como hizo Menard, ser el pionero de que la comunidad peruana se dé a conocer, porque a nosotros nos quitaron el CPT y nos dolió mucho, ¿no? O sea, al quitarnos el CPT a nosotros nos quitaron muchas puertas, a mí sobre todo, ¿no? Yo quiero ir a la Copa y no llevar la victoria yo solo, sino llevar la victoria de mi país, de mi comunidad y darle la alegría a mi gente y decir en Perú hay nivel. Así como Menas lo hizo, yo también quiero hacerlo y quiero lograr eso, porque la comunidad peruana se esfuerza muchísimo para que para que haya otra CPT en nuestro país, ¿no? Se esfuerzan mucho, siempre hay eventos, siempre estamos activos, hay demasiados shows, hay demasiados retos, hay torneos, estamos muy activos, pero ellos confían mucho en mí, que me apoyan tanto de que dicen, ok, Piccolo, anda a ese país y tráenos una clasificatoria de la Copa, ¿no? Así que nada, esto es de todos, no solo mi victoria, ¿no? Así que yo con la comunidad peruana estoy muy agradecido porque varias veces me han apoyado. Y nada, bueno, acá estoy con mi hijita que ha venido, pero nada, yo estoy feliz y quiero lograrlo todo por ellos, ¿no? Por la comunidad y por mí, ¿no? Y por mi familia, ¿no? Ese es mi objetivo, ¿no?
Wellington.
Indeed. Ooh, the double hog gets whiff punished immediately. Do a tick throw, you gotta start checking with low crouch medium kicks, but a great interrupt on that whirlwind as well. You can see Piccolo definitely ready for this matchup up against Rashid. Like, that is what you have to be sure you're good at. But a great jump in as he committed to a big button, and then he gets caught reaching. Piccolo looking good so far.
This is when you have no life left.
Precisely. Oh, wow! Wow, that is a super cool answer. And again, showing that he is well versed in this matchup. Command throw, oh, and just staying meaty. Yes, crank that. Oh my goodness, the EX Flame cross him as he lands on the other side. Bounce back from that one, my friend, because it's going to be hard to.
Gracias. No, es que yo amo mucho este juego, o sea, en verdad, me he peleado tanto con me he peleado, no me he peleado, sino que hay mucha gente que ha hablado cosas negativas de mí, dedícate a otra cosa, como todo país, creo, ¿no? Como todo gamer, ¿no? Pero a mí me gusta esto, yo amo esto, yo soy gamer desde niño. Y siempre he soñado con esto, o sea, y ¿por qué no cumplir mi sueño, no? Quiero cumplir mi sueño y ¿por qué no hacerlo realidad, no? ¿Por qué no un peruano ganando una Copa Capcom, no? O sea, ¿por qué? Todos somos humanos, todos tenemos 5 dedos, todos tenemos 10 dedos en las manos y todos tenemos un cerebro y una habilidad para poder ganarle a cualquier persona como Daigo, como Fujimura, como Xian, como Tokido. ¿Por qué no ganarlo, no? O sea, ¿por qué? O sea, yo me siento en la capacidad de poder hacerlo si que practico, porque también soy persona como ellos, ¿no? Y eso es un objetivo que en verdad espero lograrlo. Si bien es un objetivo grande, pero yo siempre, año tras año, me he trazado objetivos y los he logrado. 2018 me tracé el objetivo en mi comunidad, dije voy a clasificar a la Copa y lo logré, aunque no lo creas. 2019 dije voy a seguir siendo uno de los mejores de Latinoamérica y voy a darme a conocer Latinoamérica como el mejor Bison. Lo conseguí y en el 2020 quiero ser el mejor Bison del mundo. ProLMX y Hotbox los respeto demasiado, son los Bison que los sigo. Soy una persona que tengo mi estilo de juego como Bison, pero veo replays de ellos y lo que hago es un tip que doy, que veo las mejores jugadas de ellos y los acoplo a mi juego sin perder mi esencia, ¿no? Y así creo que siempre voy subiendo un escalón y mejoro cada vez más como Bison player, ¿no? Y bueno, esto, ¿verdad? Siempre estoy yo feliz hasta ahora sigo feliz por la clasificación, ¿no? Y nada, espero darle la alegría a toda Latinoamérica y a mi comunidad peruana y sobre todo a mi familia y de hecho de la mano de Dios, ¿no?
Now rolling forward, yep, there's that V-Trigger 2, V-Skill 1 combination that's so good, and hey, look, there it is again. Just like that, gets him in there and gets the damage. Look, that one setup of V-Trigger 2 into V-Skill 1 has given him all that damage. Comes the stomp.
Yep, again.
Should be safe, but this is going to be good damage here. One more mix-up, tries to get out of there. Ooh! Oh,
no! He tried to anti-air and it actually lost!
Again, like we talked about that dark match. And here we go, see? Jaleshe not phased.
Yep, and Piccolo a little bit too slow on the interrupt, right? That's why he just ate the whirlwind to the face like that. Oh, and no stomp this time for you. Get stunned up.
Beat the EX head stomp. That is not easy to do. And there you go. Jaleshe, not phased at all, coming right back in there.
Yo estoy seguro que sí. si es que nos dieran la oportunidad, si es que acá hubiera empresas que apoyan a la comunidad peruana, si la Capcom pudiera apoyarnos una vez más con que haya una CPT acá, creo que sí, hay muchos peruanos que quieren hacer como lo que yo hago, ¿no? Como te digo, yo quiero ser el pionero de demostrar que en mi país hay un buen nivel, que mi país merece la oportunidad y que un peruano puede lograr lo que hizo Maynard en su momento, ¿no? De ganar una copa, ¿no? En verdad, sí hay nivel acá en Sudamérica y en Perú, ¿no? Y yo soy seguro que se va a poder lograr bonitas cosas si es que nos dan la confianza, ¿no? Y la oportunidad. Sí, por supuesto, o sea, claro, de hecho, yo ya antes de ir a la copa voy a aprender a hablar inglés, pero de hecho hay un montón de gente que no sabe hablar inglés. Es más, los finalistas de top 16 de la CPT online no sabían hablar inglés, solo uno. Y yo siempre cuando quiero ver mis repeticiones en stream de la Capcom Fighters, siempre estoy con un amigo que sabe inglés y me lo tiene que traducir. Porque de ahí aprendes, ¿no? Un montón de cosas que dicen los comentaristas que son muy buenos comentando, porque tienen bastante experiencia. Y en verdad, yo estaría eternamente agradecido que nos apoyen con la traducción, ¿no? En los torneos, y que, ¿por qué no? Que sea en español, ¿no? En verdad sería muy bueno para toda la comunidad de Latinoamérica, ¿no? Que la mayoría no habla inglés y quisiera varias cosas que se traduzcan en español, ¿no? Yo creo que sí sería de gran ayuda.
Good. Yeah, an adjustment by King Piccolo. Still gets forwarded though. Oh, there we go.
That was smart. Been reading some of those back jumps by Jaleshe in the corner. And now here comes Piccolo. Trying to go up 2-1. The slide into activate. Got to. Oh, the cross up!
Nice block on the second cross up. Oh, it actually dodged, and then the tick throw will bring the victory to Piccolo.
Not punishable like the command grab is. Oh, what? Walking back just a tiny bit to make sure the Psycho Crusher misses? Oh, the neutral jump. And now he has the pressure. Yep, the throw. And oh, yeah, that's going to catch. And he just needs one more hit. But the counter hit, he doesn't confirm. But he has the heavy spinning mixer anti-air. Here we go. The pressure.
Oh,
and
man.
gets jumping. Oh, I sense nervousness from Piccolo, but that's gonna trade! That's gonna trade this time, and Piccolo is going to advance to Grand Finals.
Ya, yo no voy a entrar porque respeto mucho las oportunidades de otras personas, ¿no? No soy una persona profesional en lo que hago y no me parece ético que si ya clasifiqué, no deje clasificar a otra persona de otro país que sea Sudamérica para que clasifique un peruano. No soy de esa clase de... No lo veo ético. O sea, no lo veo ético y no lo veo profesional. Así que, no, si ya clasifiqué, no voy a volver a participar, ¿no? Y tu pregunta acerca de cómo me voy a preparar para la Copa es full entrenamiento. Yo entreno de una manera diferente. Yo ya no entreno con horas de juego, con ser 24/7, ya no soy así. Yo ya aprendí a entrenar de otras maneras, como ver replays, ver muchas de mis peleas que perdí, ver contra quién me va a tocar, tener mi agenda con las debilidades y fortalezas de las personas que van a ir a la Copa, estudiar los matchups de las personas que van a estar ahí en la Copa, mantener mi mente tranquila y mantener una mente sana para llegar con mi 100% a la Copa, que es muy difícil para un jugador. Creo que de la gente que juega un torneo, los que juegan como si fuera un casual, o sea, los que juegan al 100% creo que les va mejor, porque los nervios influyen mucho en un torneo, ¿no? Y creo que si estás mentalmente bien, creo que puedes llegar mucho más lejos de las personas que sienten los nervios o no tienen tanta experiencia en torneos internacionales, ¿no? Así que yo creo que mi preparación va a ser más mental que lo que es jugar todo el día, ¿no?
Buttons back as soon as he blocks one jab, though. Very smart.
Trying to chase him down with that low rush. Ooh, too far away for the slide to connect, but doesn't matter. He's gonna get the activation in this situation anyway, and then gets the throw, and there it is. The reset has occurred.
Los brasileños son muy duros, pero tengo una persona que respeto mucho que es chilena, le dicen Misterio, que fue uno de los más fuertes en KOF. Respeto mucho a ese jugador, es muy fuerte de la comunidad de Chile, muy fuerte. Lamentablemente él no le permiten la visa, pero creo que si le dan la visa, creo que va a poder llegar a la Copa, ¿no? Y dar muy buenos resultados, porque se ha enfrentado a muchas personas y les ha ganado, ¿no? En torneos CPT en su país, ¿no? Creo que él puede llegar a ganar, que es Misterio. También puede llegar, si juega Zenith, puede ganarlo. Si juega Hate Dash de Brasil, el mismo Broliño, si Didi Mokov, Dark de Brasil. Y también confío en dos jugadores muy fuertes de Perú, que son Darlan, que es un jugador muy fuerte que entrena conmigo de Perú, y Nero da Boxer, ¿no? Que son dos jugadores que están dando que hablar ahora en Latinoamérica. Y creo que solo le falta la experiencia como para que lleguen a hacer competiciones buenas como yo las estoy haciendo, ¿no? Así que creo que entre todos los jugadores que te he dicho, ellos son los más promedios a ganar, ¿no?
But he went for too many lights, so he couldn't keep the combo going.
And then get the head of his Cycle Blast right there. Still makes him block it. Spins the V reversal on it. We're going to pop that V trigger now. Gets to the other side. Too late on the interrupt.
Oh, walk backwards, so not the other side again. Walk backwards, not the other side. Good spacing. Oh, there we go. Goes for the low, and now the throw, but a tech to stay alive.
Oh, the dash to the V reversal. Oh, and then he catches them reaching. Picaro takes it in grand finals and will be your first South American representative at Capcom Cup.
A ver, a toda la gente que está mirando, simplemente confíen en sí mismo. Si quieren un objetivo, trácenlo en su mente. Y yo creo que el que la sigue, la consigue. Hagan como yo lo estoy haciendo, ¿no? Yo estoy luchando por algo pero no hay que creerse, siempre con humildad. O sea, yo llegué a clasificar, pero no soy una persona que me voy a decir, wow, clasificar la Copa, no. Esto solo es un peldaño más. Es un peldaño más a un objetivo grande, ¿no? Que es la Copa Capcom, ¿no? Así que nada, tengan el objetivo claro, con humildad, y estoy seguro que cualquiera que se logre ese objetivo y con disciplina, humildad y confianza en sí mismo, van a poder llegar a ser grandes jugadores, ¿no? Ese es mi consejo que les doy a todos los muchachos que están, la gente que quiere llegar a la Copa, ¿no?
Thank you again. I have to say thank you to Autopedia for helping out with that interview and translating for us. I hope the subtitles were good enough for you guys to check that out, but hopefully you'll be able to check the archives if you missed some of the information, because it was a really insightful interview. You had some really great things to say. I love hearing from people in these passionate communities that maybe don't get the sort of representation that they deserve, or
Absolutely, yeah.
Their enthusiasm would really benefit from.
Yeah, I actually can't stand these people like Picker. It really annoys me, because when I'm getting bodied online and my usual go-to excuse is, you're a scrub, mate, I've got a full-time job and kids, so that's the only reason you're winning.
I was
you're
wondering
rubbish,
what angle you were coming
You're
from.
rubbish. And people like this muppet turn up and start winning CPTs with a daughter and a full-time job. Well, you know what it does to my reputation, Piccolo? You know what it does to me, mate? I've got no excuses. Bloody hell, mate. Anyway, well done to you for ruining it for us dads.
Yeah, so he is
Rant
working a
over.
full-time job, but he has been part-time due to COVID. You're working from home, aren't you?
I'm working from home, but
So you've got loads of time to practice these days.
you've got to look after the family and
Haven't
spend
you?
time
You've
with
got
the
loads
kids.
of time to practice. if
2
you
a.m.,
want.
3 a.m. GG.
Could even maybe learn a new V trigger, couldn't you?
I saw it coming.
Potentially.
I saw it coming.
Yeah. but
Moving on.
It's cool. Do you know what? He's got such a cool story, man. Like, working in marketing, but as a cooking enthusiast.
I love that.
I mean, the idea that
I love his long-term ambition.
The idea that I'm a cooking enthusiast, and if I win Capcom Cup, I want to open a restaurant. That literally, is he El Fuerte? That's literally like a character storyline. What are you going to do if you win Capcom Cup? Well, I'm going to go and I'm going to open a restaurant of Street Fighter themed. That's how cool is that?
Mate, it's a freaking great idea. I love it.
How cool is
and
that?
It actually got me slightly, hungry just hearing him say it. Because I'm just imagining how good a cook he is. He sounds so passionate, Like you can tell he loves it.
It's really cool as well to hear him talking about, wanting to be an inspiration for the people in Peru.
Absolutely. That Menardi story, kind of like maybe for the rest of the world, it's not spoken about as much.
Yes,
but for there. That's a huge story.
I really think that the weight of what Mena achieved in 2017 now, 2017,
I think. Yeah.
What he achieved, is really not comprehended by a lot of people in other regions because it's just there's so little given to Latin America in general, content wise, and he mentioned that as well about watching himself on the stream and he has to ask his friend to translate because he doesn't know what the commentators are saying because it's all in English. Wanting to not only inspire the community to play, but also they really want to get their CPT spot back because also they had Salty Lima, the ranking event in Peru before, and they lost that. And of course, DR, an amazing event that they have in DR, but to not have a CPT event in your country must really hurt.
Yeah, we can't relate. We can't relate at all.
And I can go back and kind of throw back to, regions like the Middle East that we've championed for a long time, and the quality of players that they have in the Middle East that we know about just from, exposure through the fact that they count as the European region and what have you, and just culturally the exchanges. Obviously, being Muslim and you have maybe more in common to speak to some of these guys too as well online in generally, so you have more of an awareness of the region. The talent of players that we have in Latin America in general, cool. Mena came through, awesome, but then you're like, yo, there's some sick players in DR.
They got to see Mena's strength was like it made sense the following year when the rest of the DR players started traveling and the rest of the kind of like Central and South American regions started traveling.
I mean, look, let's look at we looked at NA East, one of the strongest tournaments
easily
in the entire. I mean, we've got Japan coming up. Asia East, because that includes other regions. I don't want to just assume Japan. So we have Asia East coming up, and we have EU West coming up, which are definitely going to be two tremendously strong regions. But NA East was just packed. 2 Capcom Cup winners in there. Some real killers. One of the hardest regular weekly events, and Mandrake won, who is of course from DR as well.
Yeah.
And it just shows the quality that is there.
Absolutely.
And how much these regions would potentially benefit from, having more light shown on them. So it was really admirable to hear that not only did he want it for him, he said, he's determined to get back in Capcom Cup no matter what, after, getting there in 2018, missing out so close in 2019. He was determined to get there no matter what. But to hear that he wanted to use that platform to just inspire the community and build the communities, that's the kind of thing that you want to hear from these people. And I'm really blessed that we have this show to give these guys a platform to speak and share this.
This is probably my favorite thing about this show since it's come about is that global visibility of Street Fighter. That right now, as me and you are speaking in this conversation, somewhere in the world at some crazy hour, there's probably a little tournament going on in a basement or in a youth club or something, and there's some pretty decent players with some significant potential, whether it's in Africa or Russia or South America. The great thing about this is, even when, and I've got to give kudos to you, Logan, even when we're not covering these particular regions, going out of our way to actually identify what's going on in the scenes elsewhere.
Yeah, the community events.
The community events. Yeah. I love that about this, and we've got to keep doing that, mate, because it's great for guys like
even the players that are just grinding online and leveling up, and they have no idea how they would do against some of these top players, but we've seen time and time again when these regions start to get exposure and they get the opportunity to play against these players, they might get an upset, and eventually it might not be an upset anymore. You know what I mean? You've got kids like Big Bird coming through, guys like Angry Bird that no one had heard of, but they know about him back home, and they've told you about this guy you need to look out for. Bennett Hardy wins the Capcom Cup, but you know what? Boy, I trained with this guy Kaba, and he's tings, and you see him come through. That's the awesome thing, It opens the door for these communities to start getting these opportunities, and I would love to see more opportunities for Latin America in general, and of course South America.
Another thing I want to say before we move on to that point is the player depth is insane. I mean, just Brazil alone. If you look at the players that didn't enter, oh my goodness, what a scene! I mean, we can get these regions a bit more attention, and also complement the regions surrounding too. It's only going to do the world of good.
I mean, I feel sad for Argentina because two of their best players had to play each other in the first round of top 16. Duki and Shaka Tutu eliminated themselves, and then unfortunately Shaka fell victim to the Brazilian Ken.
Mate, are we going to have a segment on him today? Please tell me you've got a little highlight reel of our guy.
What, the magic of Cabaludo Sensei?
Yeah, come on, man. He's there. You did it, right? Come on, mate. Look, listen.
I didn't want to expose the Ken. He might get nerfed again.
Come on, mate.
Again. He might get nerfed again.
I'm really disappointed.
There's no Ken highlights on this show.
That's such a shame. Listen, big up that guy. Yeah, Cabaludo, amazing.
Did great. So yeah, we have the list now. It is 4 players: Phenom, Mandrake, SKZ, and Picoro. So you've got 2 guys that have qualified there that were the favourites. They were the number 1 seeds in Picoro and Phenom, but 2 names that are pretty much a surprise to us.
Absolutely. A surprise and super excited to see where they go because they're both quite young in their Street Fighter careers.
Yes.
Really young in their Street Fighter careers.
Yeah, I think they both started only attending competitive events in 2018.
Insane. Here they are heading to Capcom Cup amongst the best in the world. It's panning out to be maybe a bit more excited than I first anticipated, just because it's been less predictable. We knew that online could produce some surprise results, but actually when you look at those surprise results and what we feared was, some guy who's not that good kind of randoming everyone out and actually just winning. But if you look at the runs, if you look at Picoro's run, you look at Mandrake's run, you look at SKZ's run, they were the best players on the day without doubt. Forget randomness, forget lag. In terms of strategy, play, adaptation, they were the best players without that, and they're deserved winners. So they're very capable of causing upsets come the final event at the end of the year.
I agree. All right, we're going to take a real short break for our sponsors because we have to do that. Otherwise, the lights don't stay on, and I don't look beautiful, and Femi goes missing. So we need to take a short break. We'll be back on the other side talking about more goings on in the Street Fighter community.
Curtain falls.
I'll take you downtown.
Let's have some fun.
Gotta respect the law.
Seraphic wings. Beyond the battle.
Get ready.
Destroy. Begin.
Let's go.
Disappear. Kneel. Strength to crush the spirit of the king.
All right! I really like to exercise, and training is a lot of fun.
Time to meet your death, vile insect.
Pull out all the stuff.
Hadouken! Resurrection!
device expansion completed. Pseudo personality asset is imported properly. Biological brain connected. Doll unit 0. Startup sequence will begin.
Well now, little piece of junk. Time to wake up.
Doll unit 0. Activated.
Well, Jordan, who is a piece of junk?
Installed.
Show me something worth taking. Your data is now useless. Witness the power of the content engine. This is the power of the king! Your data will reside in me for eternity.
Welcome back to Fighting Words. Myself, F Word, and Logansama bringing you guys all the action from the CPT and, of course, the community events and what's going on in the fighting game scene in general. An interesting one I must bring up, Logan, that's, a bit of a heartbreaker, but also an understandable update. A tweet from Knuckledude that came out saying that he's going to be putting his control pad down. I guess we read it word for word here. Knuckledude, for those of you who don't know, was in a recent devastating car accident. It seems like he's on the better side now. We'll make a full recovery, thank heaven. Big up Dual Care for letting us all know about that and keeping us updated. He tweeted before this tweet some funny stuff, so he sounded like he was his normal self, but his words exactly were, "I'll be putting my controller down now. Furthermore, I'll step away from social media in general since I can't offer you guys anything anymore. Life is short and unforgiving. Call loved ones, make amends, go outside. Don't let social media consume you. Take care. Heart sign." Wow. And that tweet received with overwhelming support from the community, some of the biggest figureheads, as well as all the fans that we know. I couldn't see a single negative tweet. Everyone just replied to Knuckledude basically saying, you've given so much. If this is your time, then all the best. We're going to miss you. I'm a bit gutted, man. I'm a bit heartbroken to hear that. But at the same time, I'm happy for the guy if this really is it.
I mean, there's no permanence in that tweet, though, as well. And he's still very young. He's just had a beautiful daughter a couple of months ago. Blessed with that. Made the move, invested in some property. And
he's done well in investments, I must say.
I feel like, he mentioned social media a lot. Before he had his accident, his last tweet was, showing respect to Rekful, who tragically, committed suicide. There's so much negativity at the moment. There's so much bad news on Twitter. It's not that side of things I don't really want to get into on this show because it's more about the community of Street Fighter. But we all know, we've all seen things that are just really shocking negative revelations within the community, within a wider fighting game community, and then just over the last couple of months, the whole world with the terrible
2020 baby
incidents that have happened.
It's a tough year.
A lot of people dealing with racism now on a wider scale, and now that's become a conversation point outside of the Black community around the world. And now people are finally raising it as a talking point and giving Black people the recognition for what has been suffered for so long and overlooked, and all that stuff being brought up must be really, really painful to deal with in general. And on top of that, the pandemic,
isolation,
COVID,
lack of normality.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I read a bunch of statistics saying depression is up like 200%.
Absolutely.
You know, suicide rates are even higher risk. You know,
Tragically, yeah.
I think my message to anyone here watching this, and we try to keep this show positive, and as much as we try to highlight the good things, that not everyone's going through good times. Just don't hesitate to reach out to someone, and don't hesitate to do something similar to what Knuckle Doo's done. Because I scroll through my timeline at the moment, Logan, and I start with a smile on my face, and by the time I finish scrolling through 30 minutes later, I almost wish I hadn't done it. You know, not to say we should ignore the issues of the world, but take a bit of time for you, a bit of time for your family, a bit of time for positivity, because social media at the moment is pretty dark, man. You know, it's a mixture of the two.
I heard a term the other day that was, you know, sadly accurate. They called it doom scrolling, where they just, you know, you just get in that vortex of bad news.
But that makes sense.
You know, but there is a lot of good out there, and there's so many people coming together. But I have seen, you know, many people make this move of,
there's been a few.
You know, for your own self-care, just take a step away from social media, focus on the family, take time with the loved ones. You know, we are in lockdown. We're not this idea that, you know, if you didn't learn a new language, if you haven't read 50 books, if you haven't set up a new business, you wasted your time. No, you haven't wasted your time. There's people that are being laid off and losing their livelihoods. You know, there's people whose families are immunocompromised and are at tremendous risk, and we have to do this for their safety.
There's people who suffered an increase in loss. You know,
of course,
people who actually lost people to this.
Of course, tragic losses, be it from the virus or, as you said, you know, suicide rates are really high. Depression is up. So anything that people want to do to just focus on the, you know, self-care is so vital right now.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I just want to make sure that everyone is out there, and you know, you can't continue keep giving of yourself until there's nothing left. And if you need to take some time, please do so. Whether that is because you need to physically recover from anything, as Knuckle Doo is, you know, appreciate the love of those close to you, and focus on that, and don't get kind of lost down that rabbit hole of bad news that seems to be magnified and broadcast when you know, we need to all kind of be positive. I think that's really important.
I'll tell you a quick story, Logan, that I think is really relevant to this, to Knuckle Doo, especially in this decision he's making, that I think is actually going to be a good decision in the long run. I actually worked my previous role. There was a guy I found out, the top sales guy at that role. I'm in sales, guys. By the way, guys, I'm competitive. Found out that this guy was my age. And I remember at the time I was an associate rep, so I was about 2 levels below him. Realizing this guy was making, you know, a lot of money and was the guy, the face of the company. I remember just feeling a bit sad and depressed, thinking, man, I've not done anything with my life. I'm the same age as this guy, and he's the absolute bee's knees, and I'm like, I'm just starting, you know. And people say, don't compare yourself to other people. You know, it can become frustrating. It's a bad path to go down. So I tried my best not to. I remember one day we actually had a conversation about it. I told him, look, I've got to be honest with you. I found out you were 31, because at the time I was 31, and I was a bit gobsmacked that I've not done as much as you have. And he told me, Femi, you've got a little girl, haven't you? And I said, yeah, my daughter was born just last year, or whenever it was at the time. He said he's been trying, him and his wife, to have a daughter for the last 11 years.
Wow.
They've had 4 failed operations to try and get it to happen. And he said he'd give up everything he has and trade places with me in a heartbeat. And that really hit home for me.
Yeah, that's
think about what you do have.
Humbling,
right? Think about what you do have, right? Not what you don't. Knuckle Doo, if he gives up the gaming or whatever it might be, he's got a little girl at home, right? And I'll tell you now, if you haven't had that yet, guys, it's an absolute blessing. If he wants to take the time to commit fully to that and fully recover, then I say power to him. It's only going to do him good.
I mean, he's in a great position as well, because, you know, he's always going to be a Capcom Cup champion. You know, you see that, and that's never going to be taken away from him. He's still a young man, you know, in his 20s.
Very young, yeah.
We are looking in the next couple of years, the next generation consoles coming out in November. Street Fighter V coming towards the end of its life cycle. You know, we were promised 5 seasons. We're about to see 5 seasons. We don't know whether the new game is going to come next year, the year after, whenever it will come. Whenever it comes, there's going to be a new influx of attention and focus on that game. You know, there's going to be new sponsors coming in, looking to pick up the hot names in this new burgeoning space of fighting games, which are always renewed. Every time there's a new Street Fighter iteration, the fighting game community sees an influx of interest and investment from these companies. And Knuckle Dew can take a year out, a year and a half out, 2 years out,
reminded me,
and come back and he's been doing it out of his own wallet anyway for the past year.
I appreciate the homage. And having said that, Logan, right, we're in a pretty unique position where COVID-19's kind of hit our Pro Tour, it's hit everything. But let's not forget that before that hit, we were staring at maybe the busiest year in Street Fighter 5 history,
Oh, of course, the
and that
Olympics,
stuff's still in the pipeline,
yeah,
right?
that's still going to happen.
So, yeah, there's a lot of positivity ahead, I'd like to think.
Let me knock at West glass, not wood.
Oh, God, find wood, quickly. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Saved.
Hopefully things get back to normal or some semblance of normality, and we move forward and things are better, and we grow and we improve, and we are ready to all meet up and share love and kindness and enjoyment and passion for these games that we care about so much. And yeah, that's enough of us being sentimental here on the show. Let's talk a little bit about some gaming. As you said, we focus on community events.
Yep. What's next?
There was very recently the second iteration of Tokyo Online Party.
Oh, fire! Yes. I saw this.
So
talk to me, Logan.
I want to talk about this because we have looked at some of the smaller communities and some of the cool things they've been doing online. Of course, we have Asia East coming up, I want to say on the 25th of July. No, it's towards the end of the month. We have EU West before that, but I think it's on the 25th. And that one is going to be so hotly contested. It's such a crazy thing to think that despite every year of Capcom Cup, almost half of the attendees of Capcom Cup, the qualifiers, have come from Japan.
Yeah.
Almost half every single year. And this year we've only got 20, but at most, 3 names can come. And that is dependent on the public voting in an extra Japanese name. That is dependent on 2 Japanese players winning these events when they're open also to Taiwan and South Korea as well.
South Korea's in there,
alongside other countries in that Asia East region. So, we might be in a position where some of the names that we were expecting, Tokido, Fujimura, Fudo, Daigo, the list goes on.
A ton of them are not going to make it.
And on. There's so many names that are not going to make it. And as we've seen with this online format, there is some variance there. The thing is, no one bad has won
Absolutely
an event,
no,
right?
Not yet. No.
But there's so many players in Japan that are not bad, that are great, that also might not get the opportunity to travel as often as some of these high-sponsored players like your Fujimuras, Daigos, Tokidos, Bonchans, that are going to every premiere around the world and accruing those points that their skill deserves. There's killers in Japan that are, we saw, let me give you a great example. Players like Kempi, who is obviously not playing a top tier character. He's slumming it with low tier Ken. But how good was he at Red Bull Kumite qualifiers?
Red Bull Kumite Japan was just a real eye opener for guys like him.
Yeah.
And there's I've forgotten his name, but there's the Kami player who always does well at the Japanese events.
Powell.
Thank you, Powell. Look, there's a ton of these guys in Japan who don't travel as much, but have great records against the guys who we know are really the leaders in Japan and can cause a massive upset in an online environment. So this could be the biggest bloodbath of all the regional online events we got, just because the pool of strong players is strong everywhere. Yeah. But there's a very clear, visible top 3, top 2 in Europe, top 4, top 5 in America. In Japan, it's like a top 12. It's crazy.
A top 12, but even the 30 underneath that are incredible.
Ridiculous, yeah.
There's a lot of them that are involved in this event. So let me go back to this. The Tokyo Online Party.
Such a party is a good word for it.
You might have missed it as well, by the way, because it was streamed on Mildom, which is a platform. There's a few platforms that are used in Japan that are not the standard, obviously.
I've never used Mildom before until this weekend, by the way.
Yeah,
I didn't know what it was.
Well, it's a lot easier to use than Nico
Yeah,
back in the day.
I was pleasantly surprised. Translate the language with one button. Wow, can't do that on Nico. Nice.
Speaking of Nico, it reminds me of some of the the strong history of 3v3 events out there in Japan.
Oh man, team events in general, man.
SBO.
Oh,
Co-op Cup for Third Strike.
Amazing.
Tokyo Charity Cup has always been amazing as well. They're 5v5, I think. So the team tournaments, there's so much put into them for no prize, just the pride, and it's super cool. We're going to take a real short break, and we're going to come back and we're going to look through at these the footage from the top 3 events, because I really want to watch through some of this. There's some super sick moments. I won't spoil the winner, by the way.
Yeah,
because
don't.
It's
pretty surprising.
Quite a surprise. There was a team with Daigo. Daigo had a team with, I think, Kawano and Jobin. Very strong.
I was looking out for the Seth team, man. I was like, yo.
Yeah, so the Seth team, which we mentioned, was Momochi, Sako, and Kindevu. That's a broken lineup.
What a team.
Fudo entered with his missus, which is pretty cool. There was a team of like young guns, which had Johnny, Otani, and Higuchi. And you had players like Kichipamu Nishkin, Waichi Mochi involved.
Some of those character specialists there.
Yeah, it was awesome. There was a really strong turnout. I think I saw most people other than Bonchan and Takido involved in some. Fujimura had a team as well. So we're going to take a look at this footage, and we'll run through. We won't spoil the result, but I tell you, it's quite a surprise. So here we go. Let's look at this. Get it set up. It is going to be the final 3 from the Tokyo Online Party 2 3v3.
The curtain falls.
I'll take you downtown.
Let's have some fun.
Gotta respect the law.
Seraphic wings. Go beyond the battle.
Get ready.
Destroy. Begin.
Let's go.
Disappear. Kneel. You do not have the strength to crush the spirit of the king.
All right. I really like to exercise, and training is a lot of fun.
Time to meet your death, vile insect.
Pull out all the stuff.
Hadouken! Resurrection! Witness the power of the continental. This is the power of the king.
My unveiling. I will be exposed to the entire world. When the time of the prophecy comes, when all is revealed, then the people of the world will rejoice, already knowing who I am. return to harmony. Seraphic wing! My perfection does not require any training.
All right, so we're going to get into this set. It's the all Dalsim team against the team of young gunners. Dalsim team is Waichi Mochi, Torimeshi, and ITK. We've got Johnny, Otani, and Higuchi.
Yeah, I see a G on the screen, so the Dalsims are doomed, obviously. This is life. Or are they?
Looks like in the corner. Again in the corner. And there's activation stations. That bar is going to be very red.
Buttons. Can you get the kill off? He's got the read. No, not the kill, but he's got the guess for game.
The stun will come. One more touch for the stun.
Such a good tech.
Oh my days.
Oh, he pressed it.
Oh,
That was
come
dead.
on,
That was
bro.
dead.
Oh, that's too much grey. All right.
Oh, he's in. The
I
stats
think
game.
it's got a bar.
Checkmate.
Oh.
He had a few options he could have tried. They could have jumped forward. Jump back was definitely not.
I wonder if he'd have just landed on the normal fireball afterwards.
That was there, wasn't it? So that
All
might
right.
have been checkmate.
Higuchi Guile. Waichi Mochi.
Yeah, Higuchi was on fire, man. He got a little run from what I remember. Going in on the Sims right now. Look at that delay. Oh, that's too high. Where's the flash kick? I get the kill anyway. That's it. One game and it's one and done here in these teams.
Right, so they got the multiple Warlord Dalsims. That is not fun for anybody. But right now, Higuchi's giving them that work.
He's going in. Man. ITK is a guy, right? He's a very high ranked Dalsim. I don't know much about him before this weekend, but you're telling me.
Yeah, like we were talking about, there's real killers in Japan that just don't travel. They don't have the opportunity to travel.
Did you see that? No.
Duff.
Shut up.
Duff.
Shut up. Don't activate his button. Fierce to the
There's
jaw.
no way, yeah. That was 0. Okay, Otani.
Yeah, Otani.
Iced coffee,
The
yeah?
student.
Okay, iced coffee.
Looking to take ITK out.
Jeez, the counter.
Surprise dash, man. Not something you get too often from Dalsim when you're sitting in neutral like that. Oh, he's trying to get out of the mix. Oh, great
Jeez.
pressure and read. Look at this. ITK just going in, taking out man after man. That's their victory. And
Into
listen,
the next set.
intro. Whew. Is it Lincho or intro? Intro. This guy was sick.
That's Kichipamu, by the way, Strong Monkey. This team was Kichipamu, Nishikin, and Yosa and the jury.
Hey, look, no, don't flex in front of me.
Don't
Don't try
and
to
do.
reverse on me, bro. Should have done EX guard grab, bro.
Running
Plus.
grab.
Oh, bad
and
read
again.
again.
What
Oh,
are you
plus,
doing,
plus,
man?
plus, and plus. No, don't stand up. I love it. All the reads.
Perfect.
Didn't want to reversal, I guess. You know, you need it in that matchup. You need that V trigger, right? Oh, and Nishkin, of course. This guy was going wild.
But you don't want to play blankers in team tournaments first to one. No, thank you.
Jeez.
Ooh. That combo's still hard to land in the corner, the EX up forward at the end.
I don't know.
Remember, people used to whiff that all the time.
Circumstantial might have
Sosuke
been
81, or Altina the Vega, another player again. I'm not familiar with.
conversions.
But we ain't gonna get much of a chance to get to know him. Nishikin with a cross up into Kobayan. Abigail.
Oh, that was a beautiful anti-air ball there. And
Oh,
look at that
the
whiff on
face.
it.
No activation for you. That
So he
was
could have done
clean.
backdash there. He did the hop back instead for the distance.
And he maintained the charge.
Beautiful. What a punish.
Oh, you're done.
Oh, is he
Sure.
dead though?
You're done.
No, he must have.
No, use the bar. Use the bar. Yes, see?
I should have used the EX there, man. Man would have been dead.
Lose.
It's gonna cost him. It's gonna cost him. Why did that hit low? Why did that hit across medium kick though?
Oh, you hate to see it. All right, into the next set. Oh,
ITK and Strong Monkey. That Sims,
so
man.
this is a 3 Dalsim team. I think this is grand finals.
He just can't get going, mate. Kichi Palmer's just. I mean, it's a hard.
Hey, do you remember Arturo versus? I think it was Cantonar in SF4. Remember
Oh
when
my
Arturo
God,
went to
yeah.
the arcade? The blue
Checkmate,
gift.
checkmate. It's checkmate again, isn't it? He loves this checkmate, doesn't he? That's
Yeah.
so broken.
Run out.
Do nada.
Bruv, you're Oh, this is your son. So if you're a Warlord sim, you've definitely got all of them chips out.
Oh, definitely. You know when it's checkmate. This is another dominant. ITK put in work, man. He was going in.
Ooh.
Oh, I should have whiffed on it. That was her chance to get back into the set. Had to do something there. Nishkin, I expect, he put up a fight. He put up a good fight. Did he take ITK out? Right, let's see. Oh.
Well, he's going to need to OCV at the
Hey.
moment because this is looking grim still.
Yeah, Nishkin can do that, you know. He can definitely do that. Oh, you got caught on the toes, though.
Oh,
That's it, that's game. Oh, we forgot. Punish. No. Oh, no. ITK too strong with 1 round apiece now. It's a tournament point. I think it's tournament point. Using that V skill too, which is a great addition for this matchup. Beautiful escape from the corner there with that EX fireball. Nice trade and the conversion. And he gets the Oki off this as well. Niskin, that was deadly. Oh, behind. Oh.
That was a sick one.
Yeah, that's guaranteed.
Oh my
that's
god.
It. No, he doesn't have meter. He doesn't have meter. ITK gonna OCV. No, he's not. Get out of there. Another Dowson. Yeah, this is a. Who is it now? Who's the Dowson?
This one is Torimeshi, a Warlord as well. So there's 3 Warlord Bison. 3 Warlord
with
Dawsons. I'm so used to seeing Warlord Bisons in Japan.
I don't think he keeps getting punished in different ways. This on the back there. Oh, it's coming back. It's coming back. Look at the grey health. Okay,
there's no way he brings this back. It's not possible.
I missed the Oki.
This is death, man.
Well,
you evaded that so well.
That V skill though, yeah. Go and jump over.
Oh,
it's still active. Oh, he's slide was wrong. Nice. You get Oki off this. Go on.
Torimeshi is going to close it out.
Oh.
He needs 2 touches.
Loads up another one. V skill 5 incoming. Oh no.
Oh, the defense. Oh, the trade. I have to say, that defense from Nishikin.
Yo, he put up a fight, man. He was not going down without a fight. That whole set. Even the ITKs, he was dead that round.
Yeah.
So made them comebacks, used that V trigger, got the continuous pressure, but it wasn't enough in the end, man. Toriyashi too much.
I mean, so going into this event, I was excited about it. So I saw Fubar Duck tweeting about it, right? And I was hyped because I love these team tournaments. They're crazy. And what I wanted to see was the triple Seth team. I was like, yeah, the triple Seth team.
We were saying like
I'm super hyped for this.
Especially with Kinderbu picking Seth, you know it's going to be dirty. That guy only plays dirty. You know, that's his style. But it didn't happen for them.
Didn't even make it to top 8.
Boss up.
So yeah,
he is a glass cannon though.
Seth, a triple sim Warlord only team wins the team tournament. How do you feel about that?
This is the beauty about team tournaments, right? But actually, at the same time, it isn't, because usually you have these unusual characters winning team tournaments because they have some strong characters there to cover them, and they're bad matchups. But I don't know what it is about when you're in that team environment. It's one game and done as well, you know?
Yeah.
It just brings me back to the Canada Cup, and what we were hopefully going to see with the Olympics this year that didn't happen was a team setting. That was so exciting. Street Fighter League as well was going to be the same. It's so sick to see some kind of team tournament back. For me, it's the epitome of fighting game competitive play. As much as I love, I think the highest level you get is 1v1. It's the highest level. There's more room for adaptation, the reads, the analysis of your opponent, the change up. Look, easily the highest quality. But for most entertainment, that team environment where everything's on the line and you're cheering your boy on, that's the one for me, man. I love it. It was really fun to watch, and you could feel the energy from the other side of the world watching that. I'm
looking forward to SFL when it comes back through. I just want to go through who did make it to top 8. So in top 8 was Moke Gachikun Pugera, Johnny Otani Higuchi, ITK Waichi Mochi, and Torimeshi. Crusher, still about. And Haitani was there as well. Unsung, Kosaku, and Fujimura. Yosan Nishkin and Kichipamu. Daigo's team, as we mentioned before, with Kawano and Jobin, and Sosuke, Kobayan, and Kobayashi, who we saw as well. So
I'll tell you what, if you read that team
super
to me,
high level teams in there,
if you read that team to me
didn't make it
before
to
the top
final
8
4.
started, I wouldn't. I definitely, as much as ITK, Mochi, and Torimeshi are amazing, I wouldn't have picked those guys to win the thing, man. That's super impressive that the Dalsim team came out with a freaking opponents like that in the top 8. Just incredible play. Well done to him.
Yeah, shout out to Shiramizu. I don't know if you follow them on Twitter, but it's an incredible account, sort of keeping track with. They post all of the tournaments, but in Japanese for the local community. So you'll see them posting about what happened in all the CPT events and even like some Salt Mine League stuff, obscure stuff there. But they gave me some great coverage following that for the Tokyo Online Party 2. And it really gets me excited for that Asia East that is coming up in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, despite the amount of names you called out in that top 8, there's still a massive pool of players that were absent. And it's just frightening how deep the quality goes in that part of the world. An Asia East event, I mean, good Lord, what does that look like, Logan? What does that look like?
I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, so we've got a week off now, of course. I don't have to stay up till 5 a.m. editing.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, man, that editing, killing me.
A week off of CPT, nothing happening this weekend. So we won't be here for round 1, round 2. And we won't be here next week. Next Thursday, there will be no show because there is nothing to round up in the Capcom Pro Tour.
Absolutely.
So when there is a week with no Pro Tour, we will not be on air. But we will be back rounding up EU West and then looking ahead Asia East as well in 2 weeks' time. 2 great events that are going to be really, really exciting.
Probably, I mean, NA East up there as well, but in terms of intensity, up there with NA East, those 2 coming up.
I mean, obviously we have so much personal investment in EU West. I'm really looking forward to seeing how, and this is a player actually that Phenom mentioned when we interviewed him, doing in the Asia East tournament. Nauman was on a great run, really, really great run.
On fire, yeah.
Winning Evo Japan and winning next event offline. I can't remember which one it was, but it was attended. I think it'd be Bonchan. Player that we've not been able to see much from. Sponsored now, so would have been traveling for a Pro Tour, but now everything all comes down to this. It's such a completely different way of doing things for many of these pro players, because they had that luxury of, okay, well, if I don't perform at this premiere, it's all right. 2 weeks, I'm flying out to Singapore, I'm flying out to America, I'm flying out to France, I'm flying out everywhere. All of these premieres around the world. And I get another opportunity, and by the end of the season, my quality should show out, and I'll be in that, that list of 32 names that are at Capcom Cup. Now with the online qualification, there's only going to be 2 names, and you better perform on the day. How much pressure is that?
Performing on the day isn't even enough. You better win on the day. You can perform on a day and finish second.
Yeah, there's no participation prize.
Jack Diddley squat, mate.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just the way Capcom set it up. Brutal, absolute brutal. And the caliber of opponents they're gonna have to go through to get there as well. I mean, how do you see that playing out? I mean, it's a bit early. We'll definitely do a dedicated prediction show to it. But in terms of like things going according to plan, do you think it will be one of the normal names that we know, like the Sokido, the Fudo, or do you think one of these hidden gems like ITK, Torimeshi?
Based on the last 4 events, it's literally a 50-50. It's literally a 50-50. Is it going to be the number 1 seed that qualifies, or is it going to be a name that, shocks us all?
It's G. We know EX Smash Activate.
We know it's going to be. We know it's going to be a quality player, because it has been for every event so far, and especially in EU West and in Asia East, there's so many quality players involved. But will it be the name that we expect? Is it going to be a Problem X or an Infectious? Or will it be someone like a Hurricane who's capable of beating anybody on their day?
Especially
is it going to be a Luffy, or is it going to be a Leo who is capable of beating anybody?
Who's looking on fire of late as well, I must say.
Is it going to be a Tokido, a Fujimura, a Fudo, a Daigo, or is it going to be a Nauman, a Kenpi? Any one of these players that are out there that are capable of winning a tournament on the day that we're going to see. And I think that's going to be really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to that. 2 great tournaments coming up, but that's in the future. That's it from us tonight. As I said, no tournament on the CPT this weekend, so we will not be back for round 1 and round 2, and we will not be here next week, taking a week off because there's nothing to round up either. And this is the roundup show. But we will be here for round 1 before that top 16 of EU West on the 18th of July, right here on Capcom Fighters. It's going to be exciting. Put it in your diaries. EU West battles it out. And then after that, the week after, it is going to be Asia East. 2 absolutely incredible events coming your way. But you get a week off to prepare for it. I hope you have a great time. Please stay safe. Please take care of your health. And, of course, your mental health as well. Very important. Sending our love out again to my guy, Do. Each and always a true legend in Street Fighter history. And you will continue to be so, I'm sure. Love to you and your family. Love to everybody tuned in. Please, when the opportunity presents itself to be kind, take that opportunity. We need more love in the world.
Well said, Logan. Well said. I don't think I need to add anything else. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. We will see you round 1